Okay, this is going purely off of instincts. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of evidence that points to this direction. Looking at back in 2010, I started painting this painting of a storm. That's one of them. There was another one. But I also had this vision of another person in the military talking in front of my painting as if it was his. Um, which gets in a lot into legality of plagiarism and everything, and how they do that. And then I started to realize there's this weird, really weird group. Um, they gang stalk people, and I feel just using my instincts. I feel like um, I'm not. I'm not gonna even lie. It's not instincts. I know. I know. This certain group of people tried to justify gang stalking people for reasons of patriotism, right? But what they do is they see admiration in another person, like myself and my story. But then what they have to do is they have to turn around, lie, saying like I'm a martyr, I'm heresy, I'm against the Constitution, I'm anti-patriotic. But the whole story and everything in congruency is building both parties, and introducing more things into society to help society, right? To build a stronger, like an actual fucking stronger country, a stronger military from mentality and heart from within outwards. Um, but then on their side, I get this instinct that, especially seeing everything that's going on, um, that their job is to have full admiration for somebody and his ideas, turn around, lie about this person, so there's hatred coming back at that person. So if I feel like these people hate me, right? I'm supposed to feel. Um, and then they convince other people to hate people like me. And it all becomes this chain reaction of lies that ends up coming back in this really grotesque manner of insecurities on their part. Like, how can you have admiration for somebody and have it, yeah, like I said, and they change facts and everything too. Um, but this is a dream that I had about somebody posing as me, pretending to be, getting admiration. Here's the thing too: when they get admiration for talking about somebody else's idea, then they're like, "Well, shit, I can't tell them. I can't tell them where I got the idea from. Shit." Then I would be caught. I would be totally caught. What am I gonna do? Oh my god! I guess I gotta take care of the problem, right? But the thing is, and I look at this that way too, every handshake, every little bit of admiration from somebody plagiarizing somebody else's story, um, it's a false admiration for that person, of course. Um, but it's also, in terms, full admiration for the original creator. Um, and it gets into this long, dragged out story about this reality and false realities and bogus conspiracies to use intimidation and all this stuff, and all that intimidation, like a megawatts of intimidation on a person like me, feeling like I was combating um, the survival of my story, while parts of it were cherry picked to suit somebody else. Um, but even I know those people that get caught lying, they're always going to come back to what I've been dialoguing, what I've been thinking for the last 8 years. There's ways for them to kind of weave their way into somebody's life illegally, and physically and illegally. We had Citizens United and everything, and that was for patriotism against terrorism. But these people, they have admiration for citizens doing good, and have a strong will for this country and patriotism, not just for your own party, but actually wanting to get this country back together and back on its feet and thriving in the future. I had this vision a long time ago. It comes from within. It's beautiful. It comes from just an unknown place. Um, but then, like, what's gonna trigger those people with somebody like myself, like some like me, just gradually, nonchalantly, telling my truth and my story. And the other side, the conservative side, they brag about triggering, right? So I can nonchalantly talk here about my true life story and everything I've actually gone through, and the torment I've actually gone through, and thrived on a day-to-day basis. I go through these challenges of being mocked. And this, I'm not just talking comment section or anything. There's, again, another illegal method. Um, where people who have false security, it's all about non-confrontational. I feel like the other side is purposely, intentionally trying to bush themselves up by not having confrontation. Whether and that goes for online too. You have trolls; they beef themselves up. They feel butch. They feel manly. And then you can turn around, copy paste, and show it to their wife and their kids, and automatically, the kids would be like, "Daddy, you're a fucking idiot. I never knew you were that horrible of a person." Or, the wife would be like, "My God, what's wrong with you? We don't actually hate the gay community as much as you are perpetuating in this. And why do you blow up on this and all these insults and everything? It's not you. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? What the hell is wrong with you?" Um, so and I managed to maintain myself too. I've learned of bringing two sides together. I've gone this part goes online, but I can see two arguments, and it's a heated debate. But I can end up having both people liking my comments or what I'm saying because I'm trying to bring things together and kind of unify and say, hey, listen, yeah, my side, this tends to happen, and I'm sorry about that, but this is also why this happens on your side, and kind of going back and forth on, the true peacekeeper, and saving this country from going in a bad direction. And then we also got that other thing over there on saving the world and everything. I know for a fact that it is not the case. It is actually trying to save people who are doing awful things, and they kind of melt together like a little pot of insecurities, and they spend money, billions and billions of dollars, to not have confrontation. To me, that's weak. To me, that is insecure. That is nothing manly about that. There's nothing educated or mature about that. Um, but again, back to this story too, about another man taking credit for another man's true story. Um, how insecure can you be? Like, I feel like after all these years of I feel instinctively that there is something very true about that. And this doesn't go to my inner circle. This is actually something years ago. It's kind of a weird group, a very cultish group. They make up things, intimidation. They use fear like the end of the world or nuclear bomb or not. It just goes into all this other bullshit. And their attempt to when they get caught guilty, they flip everything on the other person. They accuse the other person first. Um, without with no facts, with baseless facts, and then they tell their own side, hey, they have no facts, they have no facts, they have no facts, and they try to repeat that, to get them more thinking like robots, but they also de-educate themselves and disallow their own people from having that education. So that's why I have a strong anger towards the extreme conservative side, because I can't stand watching their people be de-educated and devalued and undermined and